Hey guys, welcome back to League Review. So here we have the 900s match. This is the special one that Advanced Warrior, who's one of the players in this, came to me and asked if I wanted to take a look at this game, and I said, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that then. So let me refresh here. So Scott Tape, as a player, I've heard their name a lot before. I think I've covered one of their games. So they're 960 with about 50 to 100 games played. So Advanced Warrior is a streamer. I guess they're only 5-1 in league in this game, but they have 176 games played total. So yeah, go check them out on YouTube. And yeah, we're planning on doing a collab pretty soon, so look out for that. Okay, so here we have Birds on a Wire. Let's see, this is a fog map. I've seen a number of games here. I don't think I've played it. No, I haven't played it, but I have seen a number of high-level games here. In particular, I remember a Tor Dread game here that was pretty interesting. Okay, so the choice of double max. Hard to argue with. Seems like a good idea. It's fairly open with just these river tiles, kind of like making the terrain impassable occasionally, but there's not very many of them, so it's like fairly open and fairly low terrain. So max makes a lot of sense. You could imagine Olaf being an okay choice here, although the funding is kind of low. But yeah, I could see an Olaf, and then Eagle maybe, but I think you'd have to be like kind of a dedicated fan of Eagle to have him make sense here. Okay, so Max Mirror, it's gonna be like that like that Grim Mirror we saw earlier, but maybe a little bit less, maybe a little less intense. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, first moves make sense. I think it's actually pretty interesting. Advanced Warrior going south here. Instead of going for the nearby capture, going for this presumably capture here, here, and then move a turn, and then here, maybe here. You can actually imagine doing like a 4-city chain with 1 infantry, which would be pretty cool. So yeah, we'll see if Advanced Warrior goes for that. As for up here, the capture is mirrored. Makes sense. It's the nearby property, so immediate income and all that good stuff. Okay, it looks like a bunch of reasonable, normal-looking moves so far. Yeah, and then it looks like Scott Tape actually went north too. Although, let me see. Looks like Scott Tape went for the other city, but I don't think it matters because you're not getting a. Yeah, I think that capturing that city or that city will usually not make a difference if you're planning on chaining into that property, that is. Oh, I see. So this guy comes in pretty early too, so you could actually immediately go for this kind of ambitious chain right here. Okay, so we see our first vehicles. So last turn, Advanced Warrior went for immediate recon. Floating 9K actually. Interesting. So opting to go recon with no tank. Oh, sorry. Actually, I have it wrong. No, they only floated 2K. Yeah. Yeah, the replay system is pretty buggy. It's gotten worse, actually. Okay. Okay, that's really too bad that you can't see the amount of money that people have without having to calc it by hand, which is not what it's built for. Okay, so yeah, it looks like the recon probably didn't have a tank buy available. I could only imagine. And then Tape apparently had 10K, went double recon, which is pretty crazy. So double recon, I usually think of as a good option, or at least an option on the really really big fog maps where it's like very big. There's a lot of shoals and roads, so the recons go really fast, and you kind of want vision and you want to know what your opponent's doing on these big maps kind of as soon as possible because they could be going for some really greedy build and you just don't have knowledge of what they're up to yet. Um, but double recon on a small map is kind of unusual. I guess there's no mountains, so it's like the recon is your only way of getting good vision. So yeah, I guess we'll see what the how the double recon works out. Worst case scenario is your recon goes a little too deep without a tank supporting it, and then it dies to a one shot tank. Dies to a one shot by a tank. And in that case, you really haven't achieved very much. So you want to be avoiding that. So Advanced Warrior is 9K apparently, which is enough for tank and 2 infantry. And that's what we see. So the tank comes out of this base. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so yeah, either base is fine for the tank. Looks like it's going to be supporting the recon, which makes a lot of sense. So Scott Tape also has 9K. So supporting a recon with a tank also seems like a reasonable thing to do. All right, and then Scott Tape decides to cover the right recon. So you could imagine the tank being built over here to cover this other recon. However, this would be into the 2-base side of orange. So sort of sticking by the strong side, weak side philosophy. Yes. Then that in that sense, yeah, using the 2-base side as your strong side makes a lot of sense. Okay, so Advanced Warrior spots this recon and is out of vision range of his tank. So parking recons on cities is pretty nice early on because they typically don't get one-hit KO'd. I'd be interested to see. Yeah, and Max with no tower definitely comes nowhere close to one-hit KOing them. Okay, and Advanced Warrior actually also goes for a second recon. Pretty interesting that both players went double recon here. Like, I mean, double recon within the first, like, 3 vehicles, 2 of them are recons. So 2 to the recon. So I guess they didn't. So Advanced Warrior had no extra money for any other options. So I guess the recon works. 3, 2. So Advanced Warrior could have also opted not to do the recon here and get 2 tanks next turn. So I guess either is an option. Okay, so the recon sort of goes deep here, attacking the tank from the city. Sorry, attacking the infantry on the city, and then this recon will sort of scout everything out. You could even do something really. Oh, you could back it up with a B-copter. This could be a really sneaky move here if Advanced Warrior isn't prepared for it, because Advanced Warrior doesn't have an anti-air. Okay, but Scott Tape does not build a B-copter. They didn't really have the money for it. They would have had to skip 2 bases, so yeah, that probably it's almost worth it for the trap just to like 1 in 3 games maybe do the double base skip with the um, bring out the B-copter and then get a retaliatory shot off on a tank, which would be pretty devastating, I think. So that dies for sure. Okay, an interesting position with this infantry kind of going down below the tank. I mean, I guess like there's no vision on it, so it's sort of safe in a sense. But I was thinking it. Well, no, I guess it's like what else is it gonna do? So you might as well put it out front. It's just the only issue is it can die to an infantry from the city. So that's my only criticism there. So Advanced Warrior has enough for B-copter here, which seems like a pretty sweet build as an option. Okay, so instead doing tank 2 infantry, the tank also makes sense because you want to back up this tank because you don't know if there's a enemy tank here that's gonna ruin your day and sort of like inf kill, tank kill. So it's like it's kind of a conservative play, I'd say. And the other thing is like Advanced Warrior isn't quite in the position to like maybe you save the B-copter till next turn where you do infantry capture on city supported by B-copter backup, and then you just like smash anything that tries to interrupt your infantry. And hopefully they haven't done like a super early anti-air. Okay, this tank goes real deep within like 1 move of the base, killing this recon. So that's pretty crazy. Because yeah, Advanced Warrior definitely could have done B-copter here, and then the tank is having a real bad time. Okay, so unfortunately there's nothing for Advanced Warrior to back up the recon. I can't believe how risky this tank kill was, because there could have been a tank here or a B-copter, and both would have been fine looking moves. It just happened that Advanced Warrior got unlucky and built the tank out of the base that built the vehicle out of the spot that doesn't immediately punish this. So yeah, Scott Tape kind of got away with murder right there. Okay, so I like this tank on city supported by tank. That looks really solid. And the recon over here is still alive, sort of getting intel as to where stuff is. And yeah, Advanced Warrior actually has a nice idea coming up soon where he could kill his infantry and start capturing immediately, which looks pretty nice. And then you're like sort of sitting pretty in the center and just kind of like ignoring whatever loss you just had over there. So unfortunately, because of the buy last turn, Advanced Warrior didn't seem to have enough money to build a beecopter. Um, One of the lovely things about having a beecopter that's like, sorry, an airport that's pretty far forward, is you can just like spend money on one beecopter and immediately you take all this territory. So I feel like, it would have been. Oh, I see. It was a double tank build. Okay, with 2K left over. So it was 15, it was 17 beecopter. Okay, so you would have maybe had to base skip in order to get this beecopter out. I'd consider it. Yeah, I think the beecopter is good enough that it's worth considering a base skip. So, but you also don't know if there's an anti-air coming up. But like the thing is, the longer you wait, the more sure you are that they probably have an anti-air. So the earlier you get to use this get off me move by building the beecopter here, the less likely you are that your beecopter is going to die immediately to an anti-air. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. Like the way that Advanced Warrior is playing it now, going like all tank, it works too. It's just it's sort of playing towards like more sort of center focus instead of high tempo on the side. So both ways work as far as I can tell. So here's the first anti-air, which if I was Advanced Warrior, I would have anticipated that like this tank was an anti-air. Okay, so the tank's kind of moving towards center, but this guy is still kind of on an island. So it looks like there's two captures available here, and then there's the idea of trying to interrupt this capture, which could be dangerous if you get this. Oh, it doesn't reach. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, he had the idea just right, which is the two hit KO and then start the capture of the blue property. Okay, this interrupt I like because it's like hard to counter hit the infantry because blue probably doesn't have something that can hit from river. Ooh, nice. Got the lucky two hit KO. I like the positioning too with the tank on the HQ. That's a really pretty safe position backed up by a tank, I think. And then Advanced Warrior, okay, going for. Okay, the anti-air here seems great, and since you're anti-airing here, you probably don't have money. It looks like tank recon. Ooh, actually, you do have money to do beecopter. So I kind of like beecopter, but I think I've said that enough. Okay, so some infantry clearing here, but it delays the capture of this city by 2 turns, which is fantastic. It's basically like earning 4K, so losing 2 infantry for that is maybe a little better than even on in a vacuum at least. Okay, so sweet. So not only did Advanced Warrior get this city, he also baited 2 infantry to move forward. So I think there's a lot of potential for infantry kills here. Okay, that's a deep one. Oh, and going through the forest. Ooh, Advanced Warrior has no fear. Check this out. He killed that and said, I ain't afraid of the forest. Just goes right through and hits that tank. Whew. Man, I can't live that way. Gives me fears of all the times I've been trapped trying to do that type of play. But hey, it works out. When it works, it works. So now that there's like these two tanks out, this guy needs to get involved. So hitting the infantry here and then maybe putting the infantry on the HQ seems decent. Okay, yeah, that's an idea. I think I would have rather put the tank um way over here to like reinforce, have like a nice little 4 tank clump here. And then it's like you're really sure that he probably can't hurt you. Okay, and actually a medium tank backing it up, so that's a really powerful move. I dig it. So yeah, let's see what Scott Tape can do here. Big tank attack here. Sees 3 tanks and doesn't have really much to deal with it. Scott Tape's most powerful area is down here where he has 2 tanks and 2 Peacopters, but they're a little out of the fight for the moment. Okay, so he kind of goes deep, continuing the fight. Oh, and actually tank from city. Was that preventable? Yeah, that's the one thing about attacking next to an empty city or a city with an enemy on it, is that they can retaliate by plopping a tank from that city and hitting you. So I wonder if there was like a cleaner way of doing it. Maybe make it so that this tank hits from the forest and then this one hits from the other side. Um, well, no, there's not, I don't think it's really a great way to do it. You just kind of have to eat the city hit, which really hurts because it's a 9-3 with max. So it doesn't feel great, but at least you have max force coming up. And this is actually exactly the time where you wish you had your tank right about here, ready to counterattack. Instead, it doesn't really have many good targets in this area right here. Okay, so actually with max force, the anti-air's in range. Okay, so luckily I think Advanced Warrior's been gifted an out here. Yeah, exactly. Max force, anti-air kills the Beecopter, tank kills tank, and then you could probably just retreat here because you see that there's like more stuff than you can deal with. Just like dive in with your medium tank and then hope that they don't have a medium tank counter, which they probably don't this early. Okay, actually doesn't go for the max force here, which I think I would have liked to see. Consolidating instead is okay. Because the thing is, like, you might argue that right here, like diving on this area, you might think like, I don't know, he might have a ton of stuff right here. But that can't really be right because you already see he has like all his stuff right here. Um, so, eh. This is probably where the force is because you see, 3 tanks, recon, and you only see 2 vehicles here. So I think you can reasonably conclude, especially because like blue just attacked in here so violently, you can probably conclude that it's like safe to attack down here. But I also have the luxury of seeing everything, so It's easy for me to say that. Okay, so here's the counterattack. Okay, the medium tank actually out of vision of everything, which is pretty sick. And then another medium tank following it up. So that could be pretty brutal if blue doesn't see this coming. Yeah, well, here comes the max force. So actually, all this infantry damage is a little bit worrying for red here. And this is also very worrying. Oh yeah, a little optimization. Oh, it doesn't reach. Never mind. Forget I saw it. Said anything. Okay. So now Advanced Warrior has to respond. The anti-air can't really respond to both B-copters, so things are looking a little bit scary. Okay, so this looks really rough. Okay, so no super actually, which seems like the right call. I like the move of not repairing the recon because the 4 HP recon doesn't really contribute much more than a 2 HP recon does, so that I like that a lot. Okay, so now it's kind of on Scott Tape to figure out where everything is and figure out the best place to attack. Okay, so now Scott Tape sees 2 medium tanks. So he should be pretty concerned right now. Okay, losing the anti-air really is not great. Almost makes you wonder if you could have done an anti-air instead of a tank here. I mean, you know, in retrospect, that seems like the right thing to do. But the anti-air did feel kind of out in the open. Okay, so Advanced Warrior still has Super CO power, although it will charge the heck out of Scott Tape's meter. Okay, so actually, Advanced Warrior goes for CO power. Interesting. And the tank reaches, which is what you want to see. Okay, I guess the kill was sort of... Okay, well, I guess the medium tanks didn't have any vehicle targets, so killing off the capturing infantry is solid. And enjoying a 2k lead, which is alright. And actually ahead in army value, so things have stabilized in Advanced Warriors. It's like it's even enough that it's still anyone's game, even though it feels like Advanced Warrior is kind of on the back foot in a few areas. Those 2 medium tanks really hold a lot of the value. Also, Advanced Warrior down a fair amount in unit count. Okay, so Scott Tape kind of pulling together an army in the center. What Scott Tape doesn't know is that there's like a really strong collapsing move where like all of Advanced Warrior's army sort of goes into the center. And the bar is... Why does Advanced Warrior have 0 bar? Didn't he use CO power? Oh, it was super. Oh, okay, never mind, never mind. Okay, yeah, exactly. 2 HP recon runs in, sees everything it needs to see. Ooh, okay. Playing it like slightly conservatively with the medium tank up there. Another B-copter. Yeah, feels like getting these 2 tanks healed up is going to be really big. On Scott Tape's side, a bit of copter spam here, and then the 1 medium tank against 2. So I feel like Scott Tape could have gone for a second medium tank and would have been better off for it, just because trying to have 1 medium tank beat 2 is pretty challenging. I guess the copters can help out, but like they're also a little bit frail, so it's not my preference. Okay, so this is a little bit sketchy from Scott Tape. Not really. So there's the second medium tank, which is great. It just feels a little bit late because there's these 2 medium tanks here that are uncountered, and just feels like there's a lot of power for Advanced Warrior right here. Yeah, medium tank on forest, medium tank on city. That's really hard to deal with. And then these 2 infantry come for free. Oh, okay, actually double recon here, which is pretty crazy. So 4 recons on this small map. I don't know. I mean, like, I think a lot of people hate on building tons of recons, but I think it's cool. It's nice because you can kind of get aggressive with your recons in ways that you can't if you only have 2. So yeah, I'm for experimenting with more recons. 4 does kind of feel like the upper limit on this map, though. Beyond 4, and it's like you kind of struggle with finding things to do with your recons. Okay, so sort of a quiet turn from Scott Tape. There's an infantry interrupt, and then kind of moving stuff around here. While he picked up a city to put him 2k ahead. Uh-oh. Okay, so the anti-air can reach, which is probably what you don't want to see. Because, you know, initiating on infantry, it's hard to win back the value if your B-copter dies. So I think Advanced Warrior has more control of the center. So kind of what he needs to do here is pick a front, pick this area or pick this area, and just go crazy. But he can't pick both. That's an important caveat: is you can't pick both here, or else I think you die. Okay, picking neither is also an option. Um, okay, Neo Tank is pretty cool. Kind of had to bank for it. And then Scott Tape is actually getting pretty close to super, so actually maybe going for a big attack would be a mistake right at this very moment. Okay, so what Scott Tape has to look out for is Advanced Warrior has power pretty soon. Um, so Advanced Warrior could do some attacking to get power and then go to town. And luckily he has the recons to sort of scout out and see what's going on. Exactly. Move first with the recon and sort of see what's going on. Yeah, good fundamentals for sure. It actually goes into two recons. But both medium tanks are in the forest, so he doesn't really get to see the full picture yet. Okay, he gets a shot on the anti-air. Now he can power if he wants to. Okay, now he sees the medium tank and he has two open spots. So power seems like a pretty solid idea. Okay, power. Nice. Oh, and he gets a beacopter for it. Sweet. Three recons like right next to each other. That's great. Okay, now we're doing some serious damage here. Okay, I guess there's something there that we can't see. And this is actually really nice too, because it's attacking into a fully charged meter. So it's like you kind of win the long-term meter war too. Okay, so that's a pretty nice power. Um, does a lot of damage. Kills off a medium tank. Oh, actually, there's two medium tanks right here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no, forget I said anything. I think we're in trouble. Oh god. Oh no. Advanced warrior. Oh no, both the medium tanks. I actually didn't know that Scott Tape had two medium tanks. And he has a bomber too. Wow. I actually don't know who wins this match, so I'm kind of on the edge of my seat. Okay, so now things look not so great because Advanced Warrior is down on. Actually, it's really far up in unit count though. Gosh, I am like this is a wonky game. So Scott Tape slightly ahead in income, way down in unit count, up in unit value by a little bit. It's his turn. Okay, that was a free hit. Okay, but okay, this medium tank. Oh, the recon spotted that. Okay, so both medium tanks get clobbered this turn. If Advanced Warrior checked the day-to-day to see that the medium tank went in those woods. Bam, one shot. Well, and there's the anti-air to cover for the bomber, so it's going to be an even exchange, I think, in the end. Kind of crazy, though. Advanced Warrior also threatening three flipped caps to one flip cap, so lots of properties are going to be changing hands. So that bed B copter is going to die. Okay, so all three flips were denied. However, there's a B-copter that comes out of it. And Advanced Warrior can take the airport. You kill the B. Yeah, you kill the B-copter, check the airport with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The recon barely doesn't reach to lock the airport immediately. But yeah, the idea of stealing the airport is crazy because then you could do stealths. Okay, here comes Super. Oh, the recon can just go on top of the airport with Super. Yes, do it. Yeah, let's go. Okay. Oh, this is a great game. I love it. Okay. So the recon sits on the airport, infantry ready to cap. Damn, these guys are just like doing everything that I'm predicting. This is perfect. Okay, the bomber dies. This medium tank lives. And then advanced warrior needs something to deal with medium tanks immediately. So like you could probably just do B copter. Yeah, well, he doesn't really have the ability to. He could hit the medium tank with the B copter if he wanted to, but killing the other B copter is also really nice. Gosh, this game is so back and forth. I think that Advanced Warrior really has the upper hand now. Still has the unit count. Down 2 properties. Like down 4K, which is in the range of like gotta fix it now. But like a little ahead in value and like strategically is like really far ahead, especially when it comes to the airport front. So okay, but Scott Tape does have the super. Okay. Okay, so this area looks pretty much even. There's like a medium tank just chilling here that needs to have a response to it. Okay, there is a way to interrupt this airport cap. However, I don't think Advanced Warrior had a way of knowing how easy it would be. You get vision, tank kill, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The recon reaches on super. Yeah, that's exactly what he's gonna do. No, no. I wanted the recon. I wanted the airport to be captured. Oh, this is terrible. Oh man. Oh wait, the recon doesn't go. Oh, okay. So Scott Tape concedes their airport. Oh my gosh. Okay. I guess you build anti-air and then just kill whatever comes out. Yeah, exactly. Okay, all right. Sorry, excuse me. Can we talk about this max artillery? What are you doing here? I thought this was a 900 level game. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. This game was like made to confuse me. Okay. So yeah, unfortunately the airport goes down after cap. Jeez. The issue is I really wish that anti-air could have stuck around so that you could do max stealth. Wait, is stealth available? Yeah, stealth is legal. So is Black Bomb. Okay, well, why aren't you building black bombs? Okay. All right. Okay, so this attack is nice. This medium tank is still just chilling by itself, but I can't really see anything, which is really funny. Gosh, this is quite a game. I don't think we're even remotely close to having it end. Okay, well, that whole attack was sort of conceded. Advanced Warrior sees the max artillery. Um, I don't know what goes through your head at a moment like that when you just like, okay, it's my turn. Let me see what. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Um. So these infantry moves are like really sort of passive. You could imagine like being a little more forward, but it's not necessary. So I kind of like the spirit of the throwing infantry at captures and hoping you get them, and if not, then they kind of like invite attacks. Because Advanced Warrior is pretty stacked over here. Um, the second one, for some reason, doesn't really do it for me, but that one does. Max artillery. Oh my gosh. No, it died. Oh, it's so sad. I wanted to see it shoot. Okay, so things are looking well. Okay, there's like two medium tank attacks available. The Neo tank is pretty out of the picture. There's a lot of B copters that are about to get swarmed by, for some reason, three anti air, which seems like too many, but it happens to be the right amount. This is going to be horrible when somebody wins or loses, and I have to explain like what they could have done differently. It's like this whole game is so long. Like I don't know how you boil it down to like a minute of explaining. There's a lot that's happening. um, I like this consolidation, moving the Neo tank over to the other heavy tanks. A constant theme that Advanced Warrior's been struggling with is like attacking with exactly one too few heavy tank and then losing the exchange, but then like having to improvise to deal with the last heavy tank. Advanced Warrior, if he can win with one heavy tank that's like left over after the attack, then I think he just like immediately wins the game. So we're starting to look like a army composition that can immediately win the game. Both players are also right around Super CO power range, and Scott Tape just sacked. What? Okay, so he sacked a anti-air into a tank. Oh, to get his super. Okay, okay. I thought that he already had it. But this would not be the right turn to super. And typically, I usually like to sack only if I'm going to super that turn because then it's like sometimes I want the sacked unit to have done something the next turn. Okay, Advanced Warrior moving left center. Everything's on properties, which looks super nice. There's probably optimizations to be a little bit more far forward, but yeah, 2 recons, you could almost. This is kind of the part where you argue that you might want another recon. Um, as you're getting to like really big stage, lots of army units, so that so that you can have a scout recon, kind of a throwaway recon, and sometimes you just like throw it into their territory and sort of see what the heck's going on. And sometimes you don't follow up on it; you just allow it to die. So Scott Tape kind of moving right while Advanced Warrior moves left. So you could see Sparks here. I think Advanced Warrior is finally going to capture a property, which looks great. This is pretty like kind of respectfully putting the Neo tank pretty far back in a forest, which kind of makes sense here actually. Just because yeah, exactly. Here's the sacrificial recon that just dives in deep and says like, okay, well here's what I found, and then dies, and then it's kind of a thankless job, but someone's got to do it. Okay, losing 2 recons there, not very much fun. Okay, and actually double recon behind it, so like, yeah, good intuition there. Although there may be a turn here where okay, here comes a max blast. What's gonna happen? So you can attack this medium tank and this medium tank. Interesting. Whoa, that is spicy. The anti-air attacks the tank. Okay, so what happens next? So absolutely super is the right thing to do. You get to pick up a kill there. What does the Neo tank get? The Neo tank doesn't get to enjoy this fight at all. The medium tank doesn't get to get involved at all. So you kind of, this is a sticky situation. The B copter can get sort of involved, but like there's so much stuff here. It's like a single B copter doesn't do much. So this is like a pivotal moment. I would say actually just like kill everything here and threaten HQ cap, because maybe even do something as desperate as like try to sack into the infantry that are nearby and see if you can like delay the HQ cap by a turn. Okay, yeah, checking the forest. And it does good damage, but okay, it does a lot of damage too. I think I would have rather. Well, okay, the forest is a good safe spot, but if you're concerned about immediate HQ cap, oh, actually, there's 2 infantry, so you don't get to deny both. Okay, so actually using it to reposition, so it's the coveted, the rare, the max blast front switch. Which kind of makes sense. So it's kind of a hybrid play where you sort of win big over, you win enough over here, and then you switch your big boys over to your HQ side so that you don't immediately die, instead of going like pedal to the metal HQ race. which almost works, except that you can't interrupt both of these caps. So I think you just lose. Okay, these guys look to be in the wrong neighborhood. Yeah, I almost would have liked to have seen the recon move forward earlier so you can get a scout out of what exactly is over here. Okay, you gotta capture an HQ. That's your... He didn't capture the HQ? Okay. Okay. So here's an important lesson here. So this is like the first thing in the game where I would say, like, I can say with certainty that I think it's better a different way. So the issue that Advanced Warrior is facing right now is that he only has so many vehicles that he can use to attack. And it's like every single vehicle does a very important attack. Um, there's like this tank gets to hit an anti-air, which is really valuable. This tank gets to kill a recon or kill a full tank. This medium tank gets to hit a medium tank. Like every attack that his units get to do is extremely high value. So if you start capturing with an infantry the HQ, you force one of those high value attacks to be I hit an infantry. So it's like instead of losing an entire anti-air, you just lose 5 HP on an infantry, and then you capture next turn, and then they do it. It's like the same story. So yeah, definitely go for the HQ cap here next time, Scott Tape, and it might it might you might win the HQ in a backwards way, where instead of capturing it, you force something to hit it, and then you get to punish a counter attack harder. Okay, anti-air hitting the 1 HP medium tank doesn't seem like super worth. I think you probably should have checked the replay and looked for this B-copter, and then move this infantry over and then hit the B-copter. That would be my preference there. Okay, actually going center to go for a tank kill. Not entirely abandoning this front, which is pretty crazy. Because this front seems very doomed. It's like you kind of have to throw everything you have at it, or else you're gonna lose. Whereas you can kind of afford to like full retreat on this front and build a medium tank, and then you'll be safe enough. So we're kind of getting to the territory where I don't know how Advanced Warrior could win it. Okay, hitting the infantry is not the most valuable thing you could do. So this has to be a medium tank here. Okay, parking on the HQ. I guess you see medium tank, neo tank. It feels like you're just gonna lose the neo tank and not really have a good response. So I think this is kind of the end of the game here. Just too bad. I wanted this to last till day 50. Okay, oh, here comes a max force, which is gonna hurt. Ouch. Ouch. Another ouch. Big time ouch. Yeah, you really want to see this medium tank in this forest and not down here kind of like bothering these guys, which aren't going to do anything anyways. Also, this dude is really brave. I don't know what he's doing down there, but Godspeed. Yeah, this beecopter you could have killed last turn. Okay, max force is available, but resign. No, it was such a cool game. Could have gone on another 20 turns. Okay. All right. So as I said earlier, like earlier in this epic tale, I was worried that I wasn't gonna have instructional things to say because it was like so even for so long. I think we can kind of safely put those bits aside and like if you want to review them, I went over a few things maybe that went well, like especially emphasizing things that I think were good. Not so many things that I thought could have been improved, but I think the ending here had some instructional bits. So I would say it was pretty even. So this formation is like slightly flimsy because you're kind of evenly spread all across the board, and Scott tape is highly concentrated in this one particular region. So then things like this can happen where he just like dives at one corner of your army, and then all of your other useful stuff is kind of stuck doing nothing while your part of your army is like getting wiped out. Um, so that's one weakness of having a sort of spread out army like this instead of the kind of death ball um, vibe that people talk about. Okay, so what happens? So now what do you do? So now I see. Well, you basically saw. Actually, the infantry didn't move in until later. Um, but I think the point is you see an infantry next to your HQ and you see three heavy tanks and a tank. And you have like nothing to respond to this. So I think the correct call is to alarm bell like everybody over here rotate hard to the right and build a medium tank out of this space, which you do. Um, I also kind of would have liked to kill the anti-air here with this tank, and then that way you probably don't lose this tank next turn, but maybe you do and it's suck, but it's fine. Yeah, I think you kill this anti-air, then you can threaten air units out of here, which is nice because you can focus on anti-air and then build stream B copters out of the airport. If you don't feel like building medium tanks. Um, Thank you, Windows. And then yeah, rotate these guys over medium tank, and then what happened instead? This part was right, although you did blow a super on it, which in retrospect, I think you probably could have. See, the neo tank could have gone to this city, and the medium tank could have gone here, maybe. Um, Maybe you need the super to get involved immediately. But point is, so like this part I think was solid. The medium tank sticking around was slightly necessary, but it would have been nice if you could have just like rotated this guy all the way up too, so you have all your heavy tanks in one blob defending your HQ. I think you see enough of the attack the prior turn to see that there's like a lot of stuff here. So you pull back really far on the left and probably like try to consolidate up here. Okay, so let's suppose you didn't do that. You do this move here, which is all right. The super, which kills a medium tank, which is nice pickup. And now they're down to two heavy tanks and versus your three heavy tanks. So okay, things are looking up. This attack is pretty brutal. But let's see what you can do. I think it's a really good sign that you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that doesn't work. I think you do like medium tank here. Can you see this? Not at all. Well, kind of. Okay. Okay, you can sort of see this. I kind of like that, and oh, don't kill your own units. Okay. Um, seems pretty good. Um, oh, I waited. There we go. It seems pretty decent. Big hit on the medium tank. This is like the situation right after you kill an anti-air where you wish you had your airport. But no matter, you build another medium tank behind this. And now I think you're actually solid. But that we didn't get to see that, so instead we saw that neo tank on the HQ, which as I said, I didn't think was a great idea because then it just dies without having done any damage. And this medium tank stuck around down south to kill a tank that was harassing a dead front. Like this front to you was like pretty much dead in the water, so it's better to just completely abandon and run away, and then someday later build a tank and then take back the front. Um, so yeah, instead we have like neo tank dies and then medium tank gets spotted in the forest, and then that's like 3 giant heavy tank shots, and then it's GG. So yeah, I think what we saw was like good positioning in the mid game and like sort of small scale skirmishes, but when it came to like the really crucial brawls, I think from both of you guys, I found some areas to improve. So, and I think that the way to improve sort of long term in this area, this sort of like tactics, is just like play it out, have people take a look, and then get some sort of ideas on how the tactics could have been different. And then once you see enough of other people's tactics, you kind of like work it into your own repertoire. So the one that always like comes to mind first for me is like unit suicides, like attacking, intentionally dying, and then doing enough damage to the unit that it can get one shot. That's like such a classic move, and you just would never think of it like just playing the game for years, and then someone like shows it to you, you'd be like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. Like it'd be easy to just not think of these tactics until someone shows you. And I think that kind of intuition you just built. So yeah. Okay, so that was probably like 40 minutes or something, but that was really fun. Thanks for showing me this replay. Advanced Warrior is a pretty sick one. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.